Hello, all you quarantiners out there. This is Dwight from St. James, bringing you the next installment of our Faith 101, Making Your Faith Real. Today we want to talk about personal devotion. It's like checking in with God like we've been checking in with each other during our quarantine from the virus. But it's really more than just checking in. It's giving attention to our relationship with God. Keeping close to God and receiving His direction. I would recommend that you pick a regular time and place to do this. I'll use a word habitually, and it's a good word in this context, and try to keep that as best you can, understanding that Satan's job is to bring distractions into our life and to keep us from building our relationship with God. So pick a place that, to begin with, has less distractions and interruptions. But when they do happen, be flexible. Go with it. Get back on the horse whenever the distraction is taken care of, or just reschedule the time that you're going to have your quiet time with God. I would say that your devotional times will most definitely include prayer. This is communication with God, praise and confession, and I like to think of a sense of God's presence. Scripture will be, foremost, because that's how we listen to God, is to read His Word. Lots of resources are out there. I use tons of them. Right now I'm in a book by Lucinda McDowell called Dwelling Places, but I've had other resources such as Chuck Swindoll and Tony Evans and all the renowned preachers, and there are ministries that put out devotional guides. Even the Internet Bible that we use at our church, the U Bible, has devotionals that you can use. So there's lots of resources out there. And I would say, too, that your devotional time needs to also include meditation, which is the thing that we probably omit the most. We read our scriptures, we say our prayer, and then we get on with our life. But we need to really set aside some time to think about what we've just experienced with God and how it applies to our life. So I would encourage you to write your thoughts as you go through your devotional time in the margins of your devotional materials or in a journal, and be able to return back to that at a later time, or maybe when you revisit the materials, maybe you're going to go through them again, or you share them with other people. These thoughts that you've had while you go through this time will be beneficial again and again. So as you develop your devotional time, I think you'll find that as you mature, you will find that your personal devotional time will exceed the time that you first began with. So you may start out with 15 minutes or 30, whatever your schedule will allow. But as you come to love this time that you spend with God, I think it will grow into an all-day long prospect. So one of the books that I like to reread every so often is by Brother Lawrence, Practicing the Presence of God, which encourages us to maintain that sense of closeness with God all day long, and all the experiences of life that we come across, that to know that God is with us through it all. One question you might ask when you are having your quiet time is, what is my ministry today? And God will, reveal to you through different ways what that might be. I think the quiet time that I share with God helps me to be ready for the divine appointments that He has for me. Really, this time that I spend with God is like a vitamin for my soul, and for yours too. And I just pray that these thoughts would be helpful for you as you try to establish or reestablish a time with God on a regular basis, But just know that things get in the way sometimes, and I like to have resources in more than one place, because sometimes when we have like a quarantine, you may not be able to go to your office like I do and have your quiet time with the resources you have there. You may need to use your phone or whatever other resources you have to make sure that you keep that quiet time alive and well in your life. So I hope these things are helpful, and we look forward to seeing you next time, the next installment of Faith 101, Making Your Faith Real.